Oh, what's going on, people?
Hello,
Showing
everyone.
all my belly.
It's all right. I'm showing on my Tupac.
You showing your Tupac?
My Tupac.
Your Tupac Shakur.
My Tupac. Come on in. It's Saturday
Come on
here.
in, come on
We
in.
are only the Sams right here. We are all right Sams right here. And we are Terrence Sams right here.
You know what?
We all the Sams.
We Sam's, baby.
Make sure you share this live. You subscribe. You hit that notification button as you're coming on in. We're going to give it a couple of minutes. I'll give you a couple of minutes to come on board. Come on board.
Yep.
Let's see.
Come on
So we can
in,
talk about
come
this.
on in.
Valentine's Day is over, and so
Every day is Valentine's Day, but
that's what I say. And then, hey,
every
Margo.
day, hey, what's happening, Margo? Every day is Valentine's Day. So come on, get close.
I'm about to get
Get
cozy.
a little closer.
I'm about to get cozy. Come on in, everybody. As we talk, we having a Saturday conversation. Last Saturday we were doing the pop the balloon.
Oh, that was last week?
Mm-hmm.
That was funny. That was a funny time, man. That was a good time. That was a
Hi, Be Inspired with
good
Bianca.
time.
How you doing?
What's happening?
I hope you had a good Valentine's Day. Yes, we had a good love day. We just you worked all day.
Oh my gosh.
And I worked doing content and the kids and all that other stuff.
And the kids.
Yeah,
that right there.
Stuff. Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother.
A whole nother. But
yeah,
come on
man.
in. We want to talk about relationship. I missed that one. I heard it was good. Yeah, it was good. We did the pop the balloon, so that was good. We have to do that again.
Yeah.
Hi, Tessa. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, come on in, y'all.
Come on in.
Thank you for liking here over on All Right Sam's here on YouTube. Guys, make sure you subscribe. Like, hello. Come on in.
What's going on? Come on in.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
What's up, Kevin?
Yes, how you doing?
Kev, what's good?
Yeah, so as y'all coming on in, hit that subscribe button.
Esther, what's going on?
Hit that like. Thank you for hitting
Pride,
the likes
what's
already.
good with you?
Hey, thank you for tagging. Come in.
Oh, it's night. Where's your country? You say you're in your country at night.
Mm-hmm.
What time is it over there?
Hey, Bridget, how are you? Hey, everyone out on the YouTube streets, on the Facebook streets. We are talking about healthy relationships. Hi, Marlene from Portugal.
Oh, India. Okay,
nice.
India. Okay, India's in the building.
Hi from Portugal. Okay, so yeah, last week we did the Pop the Balloon series, and we were seeing how people in relationship, what they choose. Like it's that first impression kind of situation.
Right.
But people always ask us about healthy relationships. I know you have to sign a.
No, she had to be there by 7, right?
No, by 7.
By 7, before 7.
We live in Maryland.
Before 7, because
DMV. Okay.
There's only a certain amount of people they're hiring.
Okay. So you ready?
I'm dressed.
Yeah. So listen.
Because I still gotta go to the rec. I gotta work out.
All right. So listen.
All right. So just give us a little quick.
I got you.
All right.
Yeah.
So we went live. Oh, from Cape Town.
Cape Town, what's good?
I'm coming to
what's
visit.
Good?
Yes.
That's on our list right there.
Is it Milan? How are you? Okay. Thank you for tagging Margo, everybody.
Yes.
Hi, Bridget. Okay. So here's the thing. Relationships are, people always ask us how. So we've been together 20 years.
Yeah, tell them the story, baby.
Okay. So we've been together 20 years in total.
20.
Okay. So that's a total of our relationship as like dating, our relationship as engaged, and our relationship as marriage. So we were dating and
we're from Maryland, United States.
Yeah. So we were dating for and engaged like 2 years.
It's a long time, right? My bad.
And married for 18 years this year. Okay. And so people always ask us, like, how we stay together so long, right? Oh, you from India? Yeah. You're Maya, you're our neighbor. Hey, how you doing? All right. How do you stay together so long? And so we realized that it's not necessarily a normal thing for people to be together so long. Like, I don't know, marriage and relationships, I think it seems, and I could be wrong, y'all let me know, it's like outdated. Do you think like people are not having the same kind of relationships that they were before? What's up, Mr. Louisiana?
You know, usually when I tell people that, you know, we've been together for so long, they like, what?
How you been together with that person for so long? People either get tired of people in relationships. You're from China. Hi, how are you?
What's going on?
Yeah, they get tired of people in relationships. You know, they're going on to the next. Like, I find that people could be really fickle in relationships. They don't, you know, they don't have the staying power. You know, it's like on to the next. And then now I'm hearing, and y'all could tell me.
In Dubai, that's what's up.
Y'all could tell me. They say there's there's pee in the dating pool.
What?
That's what people are saying. What's up, DJ? What's up, 777? Hello, my parents have been together for 64 years. Wow. I'm thinking about talking about the relationship between faith and love. Okay, hold on. That's a good one. And I believe y'all are a good fit to talk about that on the podcast. Yes, DJ Tony, definitely.
That's what's up, man.
Yes,
that's what's up.
Yes, we need to visit Portugal. Margot said change since, wait, hold on. Yeah, it's changed over the years. My parents were married together for 52 years. So here on YouTube we have that's a long time to be married.
64 years?
Yes, and then 52 years. That's a long time.
That's a long time, 52 years.
And of course when we got together, I believe when we got together we thought forever, right?
You know what? So
I don't know if you really think about that.
Yeah, well you for me, I'm thinking it's sad, but I'm like I'm not gonna say day to day, but I couldn't imagine what forever looked like, right? It was just I knew I wanted to be with you, and I was like, I'm here to ride this thing out,
right?
So if someone said forever, I'm like, forever, ever,
forever, ever. Chat respectfully, yes, thank you. Love from India. Yeah, so we Pennsylvania. Okay, hold on, I just want to see. Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing all the messages.
Yeah.
She said
greetings from Indonesia. What's happening?
Oh, chat respectfully. Oh, you talking about the pee in the dating pool? Okay, murky. We'll say murky. Okay. Okay. I won't be so raw over here. So we'll say the water's looking a little cloudy.
The dating pool is murky.
Murky. Okay.
I like it.
The dating pool. The dating pool is murky. But we don't know that because we're not in the dating pool.
Yeah.
But we did date for a long time. We dated and...
Well, you know, long is relative. Because how long did we date? For like...
2 years.
Was it 2 years?
Well, we dated... Okay, so do you count dating when you proposed? Guys, make sure you subscribe to this channel.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. So we have this conversation all the time. So we've been together how many years? See, I count when I got married. When I said I do, that's when my clock started ticking. All right, for her clock started ticking when we said we're going to be exclusive. Not for your boy. All right, I was like, you know, as soon as I walk down the aisle and say, you know, baby, I love you, yada yada yada, I do. Then I'm like, boom.
Right.
So when people ask how long we've been married, she says 20 years.
No, they don't say how long you've been married, how long you've been together.
Oh, how long you been together? So she would say, well, we've been together 20 years, but we've been married. And, you know, I don't.
Thank you, BM. Thank you so much. Hello, Rodney.
Yeah.
All women stay in the pool. No, they don't. Listen. So listen, here's the thing. Here is the thing. When you are in a relationship, like for women, I believe that we count everything. Like everything counts.
Everything counts.
Everything counts for us. Like from the time we say hello, it counts. Like the clock has started. But
it's a good question. I want to say Taman Taz. I'll answer that in a second.
Yeah. So we're in the US, guys, over here on YouTube. Okay, so the clock starts. So that means if for us as women, you got to start choosing well from day, like from when the clock starts for us. Like if we met you and we like you, what's going on, Ashley? If we met you and we like you, then the clock starts now. Boom, let's go. Whether it's up, down, whether we change our mind or not, the clock has started. Okay. No, we are not single. We are married. We are married. We're a married couple here. Okay. We're married with kids. We're married.
Married, loved and married.
We're married. We have a great friendship. We have had ups and downs. And so there's some things in relationship that I feel like
We're still talking about in a relationship. I'm not gonna entertain you today, man.
Hey RVO, hi Candy, how you doing? Guys, make sure you
stay blessed, shorty.
Yes, make sure you subscribe here. And then also we want you to share the live out. Oh my God, I missed you. Hi, how you doing? Y'all look like okay, so so look, we're gonna talk about healthy relationships. But listen,
someone asked over here, what do you think of people who are getting divorced left and right?
Well, that's what's happening. Like, there's a lot of divorce, and honestly, it's the lack of understanding, the lack of tools, the thought process of it's better on the other side. Now, with the exception of there are some really unhealthy relationships out there. Like if there's any kind of like violence or any kind of like disrespect and all those things, of course, those are the things that you like. I feel like are that are not negotiable. You know what I'm saying? Like you get away and you be safe. But we're talking about regular relationship things that you can work through.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Tony said the Bible sanctions inner ethnic marriages when they are within the faith. Okay. I'm happy today. My sister is pregnant. Okay. What Bible verse is that? Okay. All right. That's what y'all having those things over there too. Okay. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Subscribe.
Yeah. I actually think when it comes to the divorce left and right, I think it's actually sad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is just me. I believe that if you have two people who's willing to work,
mm-hmm.
even though they may not be on the same page all the time,
mm-hmm.
if they're willing to work and they're willing to, go get tools like you were saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or go to therapy or go to counseling, because the fact of the matter is most people come into a relationship broken in some type of way.
Yeah.
So a hole, maybe some things they're going through in the past, experiences, and we bring that baggage into our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that if you're willing to do what's necessary to fill that void, fill that hole,
mm-hmm.
then you have a better chance at staying together. But yeah, no, if you have two people that's still willing, even though you're going through tough times, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
That's honestly how I feel. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. And I feel like people they just see the right now. They like, you get into a part of your relationship that you feel like, I can't see past it. Like, say if you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we've been together, we've had our moments and our seasons of, I don't know if this is going to work. Right. And so to think that you're never going to have those moments, I think it's a great thought and it's a great wish. But the fact of the matter is that whenever you're dealing with a human, you're dealing with human things, and we can have similarities, but we're not the same.
Right.
And so it's understanding that you can get through this moment, right? So like you don't have the moment like that we're upset with each other, or the moment that like the relationship just seems very difficult. Like people can't see past that moment. They can't see that, listen, if I use my tool, if I use patience, if I use communication, if I use certain things that it'll help me get past this moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing about it, that actually starts from when you start choosing your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because these are things that we probably don't pay attention to, and subconsciously, like if you are choosing someone who's just like not able to communicate, but they're cute when you first meet them, oh my goodness, that person looks really cute.
Right.
But the first sign of like let's talking things through, like you're finding a lot of roadblocks, then that is a red flag. Especially if they can't communicate in your language. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean like a language like English, Spanish. I mean the language where you have your understanding language. Because there's a point of like understanding. There's a point of comprehension. There's a point of like, okay, I get what you're saying. If you guys are not communicating at a certain level, it's hard to move past.
Right. And I 100% agree with you, Margot. Sometimes people need to like divorce or to separate. But yeah, giving up too quickly. And like I said, going through those steps and those phases, I mean, you have to understand when you go into it, if you give yourself an out when you first say yes, more than likely when things get hard, you'll take that out.
Right.
You know. So we didn't give ourselves an out. We're like, all right, look, we locked in.
We locked in.
We locked.
We here. We locked in.
And so whatever we go through, we're gonna try to figure it out. Figure out how to make it work.
Right. And so
yes, I am a father.
Yes, we have children. We I just want to before we move on, I just want to say hi to everybody. I see you guys commenting on YouTube. Thank you for your comments. Because we're talking about a topic, so I'll look over and try to see some of your comments. If you have a question, put a question in the chat.
I remember your joke, yes, Chandler. You're in trouble.
Yes. Hi, Rajko. How you doing? Nice to see you guys. I see you, the entertainment. I see all of you guys here on Facebook. We want you to share, tag people, and let's get into the Saturday conversation. Come on. So I see. Let me go back and see. Thank you for stopping in. Is it Suni?
Nice to see you too,
TJ Tony. Is that Chetterum? How you doing? All right, guys. Is that new? Is that Nundio? I'm gonna give you guys shout outs. Put some hit the like button in the chat. Hit the like. Also make sure you follow here. Candy says he's happily married. Yes. All right. So I just wanted to Tim. Tim, I'm not avoiding your question. The chat we have like 3 different devices going up. So I'll try to go back and see if I could see your question. But you're welcome here. Just continue to we got to make this algorithm work. So continue to heart. Double tap the lot.
Bang, bang, bang.
Okay. Hi, Bailey. How you guys doing? All right. So we're talking about relationships. All right. And so, but healthy relationships are not only, because there's some single people here, and there are people who are not interested.
That's why we said relationships versus marriage,
right?
Because a lot of the things that we'll discuss when it comes to having a healthy relationship, if you're in any type of relationship, these are things that you should consider taking with you, to really ensure that the relationship remains fresh and healthy.
And so, because what you'll find out is that sometimes the way we communicate with each other, then you'll find you're communicating with your children like that, with your friends like that. It's just about healthy relationships. Hey, is that little trench? So you're some people are not interested. They're right now they're happy. They're working on their singleness. They're working on themselves, and so. But you are in relationship with people right now. We're in a social media relationship.
Right.
So if I got on here and I was berating you guys wouldn't stay online, or maybe you would. Because some people, if I was on just going off, you guys online, such and such. But for me, I treat people the way that I want to be treated. So I always, no matter what, treat people with respect and love, and I get that back in return because I treat people with a lot of respect and love. And so you find that. So let's just talk about it. So you had some tips when you went like.
Not even some. Go ahead.
So no, what were you? What was
what wasn't even like some tips, but when it comes to, we've been together for a while. It was just more so. I always get the question,
hey CJ,
how do you guys stay together so long? What are some things that you guys do? What would you recommend? Things like that.
Right.
And just some like you said, I guess some tips when it comes to relationship as a whole, whether it's married, whether it's friends or whatever. One of the things that I believe we have to really stay true to is letting go of unrealistic expectations.
Oh, that's good across the board.
That's what across the board.
Yeah, that applies to any relationship, friendships, relationships with your spouse, relationships with somebody you're just now meeting, relationships with your parents, relationship with your kids. Right. Unrealistic expectations, like for real. Like, y'all should start taking notes, okay? Because let's talk about it. And this applies. I could see this right there with you and I. Unrealistic expectations. With friendships, like what people expect out of me or what I might expect out of them could be unrealistic.
Right.
So let's dive into kind of giving them what that looks like, and then like let's talk about examples.
Well, like for me, I think it's unrealistic to
thank you, Teresa,
to want a person to be perfect, right?
Okay. Or so when you talk about unrealistic expectations, what's the title? When you're talking about relationships, what
oh, it's not a title. It's just
like what is like when we're talking about unrealistic relations. I see like when you're talking about unrealistic relationships or expectations, that's like having unrealistic expectations in your friendships. Like when you like in order to have a good relationship, you have to let go, avoid unrealistic expectations. That's basically what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to like put it in a category so people can understand. Like when you have unrealistic expectations, that could harm a friendship.
Yeah, tear it down.
It could tear it down.
You know, a lot of unrealistic expectation comes throughout communication or lack of communication, because we may think that the person we know each other so well, we kind of know what we're thinking, you know, and jump to conclusions, and or expecting your partner to read your mind. Right. You know, that doesn't make sense. Right. You know, just to be able to, like I said, know what you're thinking. Right. If you make a move here's one, you're actually thinking that the person within your actions, you're not on the same team. Okay. That's actually a huge one, where you're not on the same team because a person may do something you think they're doing it on purpose, where they may not even consider, like, think about like that situation like that. It's like, yo, you tried to hurt me, or you tried to harm me, or you did that on purpose, or you're trying to be funny, you know, and it's like, no, I really wasn't. And so a lot of times we respond based off of how we receive whatever that person said.
I think when I'm hearing unrealistic expectations, I am thinking, like, let's just say in a relationship with a man or a woman, or you know, with your kids or friendships, like I'm expecting you to read my mind. Like I have unrealistic expectations. I expect you to, like, if you know, coming through the door and every day greet me with a hug, or every day you bring me some flowers, or every day you call me at 5 o'clock on the dot. And if you're not calling me at 5 o'clock on the dot, then that means to me that you're not loving me the way that I need to be loved. But it's sometimes we have unrealistic expectations, or even a big one. I expect you to act like me. You know, like, so I'm a communicator, right? So an unrealistic expectation would be, I expect you to be a communicator. Well, if I didn't get with the communicator, I got with somebody who really kind of talks and writes things down, then that's an unrealistic expectation. I need you to, if you're upset, if I'm upset, I'm going to call you and I'm going to say A, B, C, 5, whatever, right? And so when you're upset, I expect you to do exactly what I did.
Like respond the way you would respond.
Respond the way that I respond. Yeah. And so these are some cues that you're going to see very, very early on in a relationship. Very early on, from the time that a person asks you to go to dinner, from the time that you're hanging out for a holiday, for a time that you're going to see the way a person communicates. But what we do is we kind of ignore some of the signs, and we say this person will start acting like me, or we assume the person will start acting like me when,
or we'll assume that the person would get the hint.
They'll get the hint. They'll start to change.
Nah. I didn't catch the hint. What did you say again?
See, just say y'all we doing too much. No, we do. You know what? It's the kind of female that you are attracting. I'm telling you, like anything that you like, you're gonna meet all different kind of people. You're gonna meet women that are doing too much. You're gonna meet women that are submissive. You're gonna meet all that, but it's who you're choosing to spend and put in your circle. I'm telling you. And I don't know if it's because of social media. Like we're talking about the people that we are actually in direct contact with, not the people that we kind of scroll. Because sometimes you're scrolling, people are not. They're putting on the representative. They're not showing you their real everyday you, right? The person. They're putting on the person or the persona that they want to show you on camera. Right. So when you say we're doing too much, okay. So if your algorithm is picking up women that are doing too much, they're doing too much.
so no, because
hi Pam.
CJ actually typed in that would you believe that I had 13 girlfriends at the same time at one time when I was 22? Yeah, no, I can believe that, right?
He can believe it.
I can believe that. But I guess my question is, how did that help you? You know what I'm saying? Like where you are now, you're saying, okay, women are doing too much. You had 13 at one time. Did that benefit you? Is that benefiting you now? And a lot of times when we need that much variety, there's something that we need to feel within ourselves. Maybe that's some counseling. I'm going to tell you because I know there's some counseling, some therapy. There's something that we're in search of, whether it's we feel like we're not worthy. We feel like we're not enough. There's something that we're in search of, which is why we have a variety of women trying to build one woman, and we're using 13 to make one.
To make one.
All right. So how is that helping you? How did that help you now? You know what I'm saying? It sounds to me, and I don't know you, but it sounds like you may have the same issues now that you had when you was 22 years old with all the women. Anyway.
Gunn says there's enough good emotionally sound women to choose in the circle in today's world. It's true. There's great men and there's great women. There's a lot. It's just that, like, honestly, whatever you decide is out there is going to be out there. Like if you're saying, man, there's not enough, guess what? There's not going to be enough.
Yeah, that's
if you decide that there is a plenty, guess what? Plenty shows up. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
if you decide, so because it's really about putting up boundaries and really in a sense of like I always say it's your picker, it's who you're choosing, it's what you're choosing. You're going to get what you choose.
Yeah, that's what the entertainment said over here, that the beautiful thing is that you can pick whatever you like, whoever you want, right? So if you're picking what you may feel people who are, what word he used, crazy, that's actually who you picked.
Right.
And a lot of times we are attracting the same type of people into our lives.
Yeah,
if you really look at your circle or the women that you've been, they may be a variety of looks or heights or weights or whatever, but when you talk about their core, they're probably the same type of person. And it's because it's something within you that you keep attracting the same type of person. That's like when, and I'm gonna let you go. When this one guy, my neighbor, he met me before I met her. And I'll be honest with you, I had a colorful life. I was having fun. I was living.
He was a player.
I was.
He was a player from the Himalayas.
I was having a good time. And then I met her and I shut it down, right? And the guy upstairs, who was my neighbor, he was like, yo, how did you know that this was the one? And I said, when you actually spend enough time with yourself, right? When you actually do the work on yourself, then the person who's for you will stand out like a sore thumb. Like I went through a period where I was just really by myself, like just doing reflections and meditating and reading and just really trying to figure out, yo, what do you really want in life, right? When it hit me, I'm like, okay, Here's where I am. Here's who I am. When I met her, it was like that's the one right there. Mm-hmm. It was easy. It wasn't hard. It was easy.
Right.
So
it was easy to and we want to preface it with like kind of let you know the relationship is.
I feel your entertainment.
It's a good relationship. It's a we're enjoying this relationship, but it's not to say that we didn't have bumps in the road. We've had.
No, nothing's perfect. Now listen. If you've been in a relationship for more than a few months, ain't nothing. Listen, it can go south quick. Mm-hmm. All right, because we're dealing with people. So please don't let us make any assumption
like things are just
that we're perfect and we have it perfect and we haven't gone through things. Dude, there's no way we can be together for 20 years and not gone through.
Honestly,
like seriously.
Yeah, honestly, go through some ups and some downs, some moments where you might have questioned whether you made the right choice. Did I make the right choice? Life's, and so you like what happens in the outer world, meaning like in your everyday life, outside of your relationship, also has a tendency to affect your relationship. So like with Terrence, he went through loss of his parents. That completely put him in a tailspin of what does this mean for our life? Like, the person that when I proposed to you as a person with two parents. Now can I, having this emptiness that I'm feeling, am I going to search and go back to my old ways because I'm feeling empty, because that person
sounds like a personal issue, Tim.
So what was that?
No, it was letting go of unrealistic expectations.
So I in order to have a healthy relationship, letting go of unhealthy and unrealistic expectation. And I'm going to say this applies to friendship as well. Mm-hmm. Because the friendships that I have in my life that I don't put a lot of like pressure on are usually the friendships that last. And I have long-lasting relationships.
Hey, her man, we're the SAMs, SAMS, like Sam's Club.
Yep. I have long-lasting relationships, friendships with people. And most of the time it's because I don't have I have the expectation that I have is that I expect you to be you. I don't expect you to do anything for me. I don't expect you to show up a certain amount of way. When you do show up, I'm happy to see you. And I think that's what it is. Some of us put in, if you don't call me a certain amount of times a day, or if you're, I have friends that I've been friends with forever and I might not talk to them for a whole year, but when I talk to them, I'm so happy to hear from them, and so, but then I have friends that I talk to every day and it just is, and that'll switch as time goes, but I just don't assume that because you're not showing up every day that you're not my friend. I don't have that expectation. I understand that people are going through their things in life, mm-hmm. and it is for me to put my own mental expectation that could actually ruin a really good friendship. So I try not to do that.
She's talking about letting go of unrealistic expectations in relationships.
We're talking about friendships. We're talking about relationships with a partner. Mm-hmm. Like that really applies to every relationship. I work on my expectation of what a person brings to the table. Like, I have seen examples of people that have friendships and it's their birthday. And if the friends are not taking them to a fancy restaurant, we're not talking about your relationship.
Yo, don't even get on that.
We're not talking about a relationship. We're talking about friends. If you are not spending a certain amount of money and you're not going on this trip with me and you're not doing this and you don't such and such, hi Tarika, you're not doing this as a friend, then you're not my friend. That is unrealistic. Yeah. And I'm not saying that person who's unrealistic doesn't deserve to have friendships. I'm saying that friendship probably wouldn't last with me because I don't put a high expectation. The only highest expectation that I have when it comes to friendship is mm-hmm. that they're being themselves.
You know what? Going into that when you talk about the expectation, mm-hmm. Another thing is unwilling to have difficult conversations.
Oh, that's big.
Right? That's big. Because mm-hmm. There's power in, like I always say that a conflict doesn't have to be like a confrontation. Like you can have a conflicting conversation, but it doesn't have to be emotionally driven.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's all about, one, having the courage to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Two, positioning and posturing yourself in such a way where you're trying to receive a certain type of result from the conversation. Not every conversation is just, yo, I just need to vent and tell you what's on my mind and tell you what you did and how. No, okay, cool. How does that help us?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Right. So where do we go from here?
So I see your message, Tim. Every relationship, but interracial, you are not genuine. Well, like I would just say that everybody's everybody's dealing with what they deal with in their life. So in your life, it might stand out the interracial relationship. It's not to say that in the world you don't understand.
That's our topic today.
But you don't we're not dealing with this thing, but for you it stands out. But you'll have people that have all kinds of relationships in their life, so it looks different to each person, and respecting that everybody has. You see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The expectation that what you're dealing with in your life is the same walk and the same thing that we are dealing with in our lives. Now, generally, in a general sense, we know that we're dealing with this in the world, but my day-to-day looks different. So what we're talking about is the unrealistic expectation, even a relationship like this where it's virtual, where it's the common understanding that everybody is dealing with something at a different degree, at a different level. So your level might be higher than mine at this moment, but it's not that we don't understand. It's just really important and really obvious to you. It doesn't make the person less genuine. It's saying that we're having a different experience. That's all.
Okay.
Yep. Leave out the stuttering. No, love, I stutter all the time. Now I'm going to do that as I'm thinking. I'm going to stutter. So look, just understand that as I'm thinking, I think and I stutter. So it's going to be there. All right. I'm all right with that. Don't expect that out of me. It's not going to work. You can't expect that out of me. I'm a stutter. I'm a stutter.
Just
happy to be here. Thank you, Dio. I'm going to say what I got to say. Okay. Because that's what I do. Okay, right. Let's go on to Facebook. Thank y'all for joining, and thank you for tagging. Okay, so let's go on to the next.
No, that's what I was just talking about, the difficult conversation.
Oh yeah, so this is a difficult. Like some people having this kind of conversation would be difficult. People will argue, they want to debate, but there are times where you can have a conversation and we can come to a commonality that we might agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Like there are times where we've had our own disagreements, and we've had to communicate on really tough subjects. There's something that's really bothering you about what's happening between us, and I'm saying to myself, okay, well, it's really bothering him. It's not bothering me like this. I might just be more easygoing when it comes to it, but you have to be willing to have the difficult conversation. That's called communication. And it's being able to listen, even when it hurts. Sometimes somebody's saying something and it just doesn't resonate with you. It's just not right for you, but you're like, okay, let them have their piece. Let me let them have their say. But they have to be willing to understand that if I can, I think the goal is to have a commonality in understanding that you're going to have your point and you might not ever change my point.
Yeah.
You might not ever, I might not ever change your process, but if we have two viewpoints, are we still able to move past and respect that we just have two viewpoints about this?
One of the one of the big things for me, like when I want to have a conversation that I can, that I feel that, okay, this may be a little confrontational, this may not go so smooth. Before I even start the conversation, before I even, approach her with it, I try to formulate in my mind what result I want. Because sometimes, if you're led by your result, then a lot of times it helped my attitude and my posture towards it. Because I could be frustrated, but if I know that if I go to her with a frustrated tone, a frustrated attitude, we may end up just going. She may not hear anything I said,
right?
Just because of the tone.
Yeah,
the tone alone carries so much weight.
Right. So it shuts off. Sometimes it just completely
just
shuts
how
off.
you said it. Like,
right.
oh, hold up. Okay. Well, how you said it. Right. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. So before I even had the conversation, I'm like, okay. I asked myself, what result am I looking for? And can I live with whatever happens? Like if I don't receive that result, can I live with it? And so those are two things that I really think about. Yeah, we married, Milton.
We're married. Margot says right.
We've been together 20 years. 20 years. 20.
Margot says right. You have to be willing to take you have to be willing to take criticism and understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah. Tone matters.
Tone matters. Yes. You're from Poland. Nice. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we're communicating across the board. Everybody's here. Okay. Yep. And so the next point, I know that. Oh wow, it's been 40 minutes already. Okay, so let's go on to the next point.
It's been 40 minutes. Okay. Well, here's one for you. Okay. Letting go of unresolved past grievances. That's not easy.
Yes.
Oh, that's not easy. It is. I tell you what is easy. Holding on to something, when someone has disappointed you.
Yeah.
Basically taking your trust for granted. And, it's easy to hold on to that and look at them and say, yo, you will never, never, ever. Right. But if you want that relationship, if you care enough about the relationship, you have to figure out a way to let it go. Yeah. It's not easy. Like for me, I honestly, I actually had this one situation where I was offended. I'll say that I was offended, and I was so offended and so hurt that I sat with that for 2 years, yo. Like I didn't want to see the person. Every time I saw him, I promised I wanted to choke him. I wanted to put these paws on him. You feel me? Every time I saw him, I'm like, oh, I'm about to go across his head. But then one day, I sat in my little prayer closet and I said, all right, God, I know this is not right. Help me forgive. You know what I'm saying? Help me to forgive. And actually, instead, I didn't want to go over to his house and talk to him or whatever. I said, God, listen, you know me, you know my heart. Arrange a situation, an authentic situation to where we meet and we have a conversation. Dude, 2 weeks after I made that prayer, 2 weeks, 14 days, how about I see this dude in the gym? Right? And it just came over me like, you know what? I was like, all right, God, so listen. Now that I see the person, what you want me to say? Because I don't know what to say. I don't. It was just like, yo, just go talk to this person like they're a friend. And when I went and talked to the person like their friend, I began to just feel a release. Man, and so I came home and I told my wife, like, yo, I'm cool. I'm cool with the person now. I say, but what really killed me is that it actually took me 2 years to ask God to help me out.
Yeah.
It wasn't that the fact that, I couldn't do it, but because I know how God is. I know how God works. I know if I go to God and ask him to help me, he's going to help me. But it was almost like Jonah and the whale. I don't know if you know the Bible, but listen, God told Jonah to go and talk to the people at Nineveh. And Jonah was like, nah, he didn't want to talk to him because he was like, I know if I talk to him, you're going to save him, but God, you really need to destroy him. Like, yeah. But so that's how I felt. Like, God, I know if I ask you to help me forgive, you're going to help me. And I don't want to forgive him right now. Took me 2 years. But the point I'm trying to make is we have to let go of unresolved grievances. That's with friends. That's with relationships, marriage. That's That's for everybody.
So Soul Reaper is on here.
Soul Reaper, what's good with you?
This is a great when you talk about unresolved.
Talk to me.
So I'm gonna give an example.
Give an example.
When you show up on a social media space.
Yes.
And I normally don't address these kind of comments, but I'm gonna say that it sometimes when we go through a bad situation, we've had like really bad relationships with people or anything like that, we'll come into a space and be like, oh, you know what, every space that I go into, we're gonna meet that same energy. But that's because we're not able to let it go, right? We're not able to let a lot of our issues from the past, our rejection, our resentment, our pain. So we come into every space thinking that we're going to be met with that same kind of energy. But if you listen a little bit longer, you'll actually have to read the room and say, okay, this is where we are. This is where that I can find a space that people will actually hear me, right? So if you're gonna bring something to the table, don't bring your pain, because you're gonna be met with that same kind of energy. You don't want that.
All right, cool. Yeah, he was over here talking. Okay. Hey, but somebody had a question I want to answer. Okay. Was it one of these? Somebody. You want to know, Cold Crusher. You want to know why don't I wear a wedding ring?
Oh.
Okay.
I don't have mine on either.
She doesn't have hers on either.
It's upstairs.
So, with the type of job that I do.
Yeah. Oh no, mine is. I have two sets. So I have two sets of wedding rings. Okay. So we have the set when I'm traveling. So okay, let me put it on just so y'all know. So this is my travel wedding set, and then we have the one where we're going out. So okay, y'all feel better. You see, the reason why it's my fingers are swollen.
That's what happens. So when you gain weight and you lose weight, sometimes it's hard to slip it on. And the type of job that I do, I cannot wear a ring when I'm working. I work in surgery, so I can't wear a ring while I'm operating, right? So I have to take the ring off. And so instead of taking it off, putting it on, taking it out, and losing it, I keep it. And the reality is, my wife knows that a ring doesn't make me married. No. You see what I'm saying? Like, she knows this is it. Yeah. So it is a symbol. I get it. It's a symbol. It lets everyone else know or whatever. But I can wear a ring and still be unfaithful. You know what I'm saying? I can wear a ring and still move as if we're just disrespecting her. Yeah. So if someone approached me, whether I have a ring or not, it's my job to let them know where I stand.
Edward, I think that's the same question you had yesterday. I remember all y'all coming on here. Listen, make sure y'all subscribe to this channel. Also, hit the like button as you're coming on in so the algorithm can tell YouTube that we are here. Also, thank you for tagging. Hi, Sherry Brown. Tarika says a ring don't make you married at all. No, it does not.
Hey Jeff, so I knew she was the one. I'm over here on mine, right?
Oh, hey.
Jeff, I knew she was the one when I knew who I was. Yeah. Right? When I actually spent time with myself and was like, yo, who are you? Once I figured out who I was, the person who was for me stood out like a sore thumb. And then plus I was praying for the right one. And I was telling her this a while back. I mean, out of all the women that I dated, I knew that they wasn't the one I was supposed to marry. But when I met her, it was evident. It was like, oh, there she is right there. That's it. That's it. And so that was the best decision I made in my life.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years later, let me tell you some qualities and some of the things that I noticed about Terrence. And really the thing about it is that I had chosen. When we got together, we weren't little.
Give us 15 minutes, baby. We're gonna be off. I gotta take my baby somewhere in 15 minutes.
Yes, she has to go somewhere. But we weren't young kids. We were well into 29. We were in our late 20s.
We were grown.
Right. And so although that's young to us
grown.
All right. But we had our life. You've dated, I've dated. And so I wanted to make sure that I was intentional with. Thank you for the power couple. Is that Elkridge? Thank you so much. So I wanted to make sure that I was intentional about choosing well. Qualities about Terrence. He was really kind. He was a breath of fresh air. Like he was not a negative kind of like soul. Like he was really very positive. He loved God. That was really important because when you choose somebody that answers and has an accountability higher than yourself, you got some skin in the game.
They say like your hair.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name.
Thank you.
I don't want to.
I'm in the process of taking it out. I'm taking the back out. So like I'm taking the back out first so that I could get on live. But while I'm taking out my hair, I've been taking the braids out. It's in the back if I turn around. But thank you so much. And you were very generous. Mm-hmm. And it's not to say he was wealthy as a person, as a human being, but financially he was just responsible. He was really responsible. He was living by himself and taking care of himself. So that was important. And then he was willing to kind of share whatever he had with me. As a matter of fact, I think I had a nicer car than you. He had a hoopty, right? But he was willing. My car wasn't here in this area. It was in New York. And he was willing to give me his keys to drive while he was at work. And I was like, oh, he's so kind. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a very kind person, you know? And then he was a person of his word. So some of these things, like when you're choosing a person, yes, physicality is going to get you off the back where you're like, oh, physically that person does something for me. You know what I'm saying? Physically, oh, that person is cute. That person has my attention. But after
Maryland.
Yeah, after the physicality, what happens? What's up with the conversation? Because you can be really beautiful on the outside, and the minute somebody speaks, you like, oh no.
Like, oh nah.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, no. No, for real. That was what so much drew me to her. So much besides
Edwin says that he don't Troy just jokes around. I know. Nice to see you, Edwin. Bro had a big. Okay. Oh no, he did not have a big wad, Elkridge. He didn't. He didn't have a bunch of money. He had a hoopty.
Come on, bro.
He had a hoopty.
Listen, I am proud military, right? So when she met me, I was in the military.
He was in the military, so he didn't have
military boy.
He didn't have
a whole lot of money. We were trying to make ends meet with the military, boy. Well, because I had just I've been in there a few years. It's not like I was 20 years in, because that's different. That's a different pay scale and everything. I had just been in for a few years when we met. So yeah.
Yep. So
Navy.
Yep. So this is, and remember, we're talking about 20 years ago, right? Bro, got I don't know what that is, but yeah. So and so it like
yes, I'm still talking to my friends.
Yeah. So when you're choosing relationships, friendships, I think I choose friendships really well too. You do. Yeah, I choose friendships, like people that I like to hang with, that are just really good people. I could say that I really have encountered really good friendships. I know that that's not the story for a lot of people. People have been hurt by other friends, like a lot.
Thank you.
I try not to be hurtful to people. Yeah. And because I'm careful with people, I pretty much have friendships that are careful with my heart too. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not so frivolous and but see, thank you. Excuse me, y'all. That they that we have a commonality. We treat each other pretty well. But okay, next point.
Last one, because I gotta take my baby.
Okay. Thank you so much, Edwin. Thank you. Guys, make sure you follow and subscribe. We're talking about relationships. So on the lives, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna go in. We're gonna get in a little in depth.
Which one you talking about?
Stop trying to fix the person that you're in relationship with. If you're a person that even go to church and you're hearing that message on the pastor giving the message, or you hear a motivational speaker and they're giving a message, and you be like, "Oh, this is good. Thank you, Margot. This is good for that person." Then Stop it. You gotta fix you. We trying to fix the other person so much. We do that in friendships too. But in a relationship, we trying to fix, like, if I go into a situation and somebody's giving me some good advice, a good word, a good message, and I automatically say, ooh, Terrence needs to listen to this, then I'm missing it, because I'm supposed to be listening to it for me, to fix me. Yes, you can inspire the person and like you can share something that shifted you. But if I'm going into a message and trying to change you, I'm trying to fix Terrence. When I met Terrence, yes, he was a player from the Himalayas. In no way did I want to fix him.
You know,
I was willing to be his friend.
She did. She wanted to put me in the friend zone.
I said, you know what?
He's
a guy that I think he's a guy that I think I enjoy, and we could be great friends. Because if he continues the way he continued, he can only be my friend. so I was willing to give up the romantic relationship to still have you in my life as a friend.
You know, Cold Crush, I want to say I'm saying it. He asked, which I thought was good. And
Edwin, my child said,
there are so many tests that really challenged me. So his question over here on my page is, what would you say is the toughest test God has ever sent me?
Oh God.
Oh my God. You know
so
what?
Many.
That's why I say there's so many, but the one that pops up in my head is 2006. In 2006, in August of 2006, I lost my father, right? In December of 2006, just a couple months later, I lost my mom and my sister a day apart. I really like on the same day. It was like, boom.
They had a double funeral.
They had a double funeral. And then in February of 2007, a few months later, I lost my oldest nephew. 4 of them, cuatro. Bang, 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 bang. And that was such a rough time for me.
We were engaged.
We was engaged at the time. But I think that was the roughest time for me, because for the first time I actually had to really deal with, okay, you know what? What are you gonna do? Because a lot of my family was looking at me like, what are you gonna do? And we would lean on my mom and my father for answers. Now they're looking at me like, yo, so what are we gonna do? And I'm like, man, I just let me grieve, but life keeps happening. Some people are really waiting on, I say people are waiting on you to step up, to step into your next season. They're waiting for you to do it. That's how I felt. At the time, they were waiting for me to actually step up and step in and not be my father, right? Because I have a ton of siblings, but to really step into that kind of like that role, you know what I mean? Mentally. And so that was a tough 6 months. And I think that's where the pruning, God was just peeling off layers of me and, you know, requiring something of me that I thought I would never have to experience, like just requiring me to be that person, to be that leader for my family, to be that voice, and to understand for the very first time in my life, I felt like, you know what? If I don't make it happen, if God don't make it happen with me, I have nobody to fall on. Because if I got in any trouble, I'll call my mom. Hey, mom, so yo, hey, your boy need yada yada yada. Or my dad, yo, dad, hey, listen, I'm kind of stuck. When they both passed like that, life got real quick.
Margot says, I can't even imagine.
I couldn't imagine it either, Margot.
Yeah, it was tough, and I was there, you know, his fiance, and it was really rough on me. I didn't even know how he was making it. Like I just didn't even. I was floored for him. It was such a rough season.
It was rough, man.
It was a rough season, and we postponed our wedding.
We postponed our wedding. Yeah.
We postponed our wedding. We pushed it back because they were both coming to our wedding.
Right. Go ahead, man.
Oh, they were both coming to our wedding. Right. You know, and now here it is. Both his mother and father, and they're not here anymore. And you know, he had to kind of reevaluate, reassess.
I had everything.
Reestablish.
Reassess, reestablish, like
renew,
everything.
Rebuild.
Everything all at once.
Yeah. And
all
so
at once.
That was a really tough time. And so now you have these tools in relationship, right? But you go through such a dark time. This is the time you choose. Hey, from Scotland.
What's
Hi,
going
Ian.
on?
Amy, are you husband and wife? Yes, we're husband and wife.
You have on your ring, baby. You want to show?
I do. I have my ring on today. And y'all was messing with me yesterday not having on my ring. I have my ring on, but it's kind of, you know, it's a little tight.
It's a little tight.
It's a little tight right now.
Yeah.
But
So,
mind you, I was like 30, 40 pounds lighter when we got married.
You boy. Yeah.
So I still, that ring does still fit, but this is my other like runaround ring that if we travel or anything, and it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen.
Okay.
I promise I gotta take my daughter.
Yeah.
somewhere.
So we're gonna come back and we'll come back on. He has to go, so we've been on for about an hour. We have more.
Cold Crush. She's mad. She's trying. She's being patient though. I give her.
Yeah, she ready to go. She in the back. I don't know if y'all can see. She in the back ready to go. She waiting patiently for us.
She waiting patiently
for dad.
So
So we're gonna come back on. We'll come back on a little bit later. So y'all make sure y'all share this live, subscribe. We're gonna come back on. Let everybody know. We'll come back and finish the conversation.
Thank you, Steve.
We'll come back.
He say you're attractive.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
She is.
Thank you. And by the time I come back on, maybe half of these braids will be out, and I have a funky little stuff.
Lucky man. I'm a lucky man. The words say when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. That's my good thing right there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hi from Canada. Hey, Julie from Canada. Hi, Amy. Hi, y'all. Hey, everybody. Hi, Janice. How you doing? All right, guys. So we're gonna come back on. I know. Well, he has to go.
I got to go.
He has to go.
I got to.
Y'all let me know if y'all want me to hang out a little bit with y'all. Let me know if y'all want me to hang out a little bit. I might can hang out.
Listen, it's been real. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Listen, y'all be good. Be good now.
Thank you. Have a great evening. Yes, we're gonna come back on.
All right.
I just subscribed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Julie.
Subscribing. Welcome to the channel.
Welcome.
You know, I'll just wait for you to come back. So we'll come. We'll
come
back to finish.
Be on that long?
No. I might. You know, I'll be on. Jesus. Listen, guys, I was on live for 4 hours yesterday.
Oh,
it's no problem. For me. We could talk all day long. We can get it in. Okay, we could have a conversation. Hi, lover. How you doing? Yes.
Anyway.
Make sure you subscribe. But we're gonna come back on.
I'm out.
Yeah. So how many topics? How many points?
We went through 5.
It was 5.
Yeah, that's what we just went through.
Oh, okay.
Because we were talking about.
Thanks for the talk. Yes, Margaret. We're gonna come back on. We'll come back on the chat. We'll be back on.
Listen, y'all have a blessed day.
All right.
I'm out.
Thank y'all. So make sure you subscribe.
Bye.
All right. We'll be back on. Okay. We'll be back on, guys.